All right, lesson 32. Today I am going to skip the number sense, or go through it quickly. Count by 12s to 84. This is actually a pretty good plan, actually. This is to practice our 12s and our 5s. So let's go ahead and do that, actually. All right, here it is. 12. Next one is 24. The next one is 36. The next one is 48. The next one is 60. Then we have 72. And then we have 84 right there. And then 5s, we're going to have this pattern happen here. You're going to see it. So we start at 4. Then we add 5, which is 9. And then we add 5, which is 14. Notice we have 4. And then it's 19. And then it's 24, and then it's 29, and the next one is 34, and the next one's 39, and then it's 44, and then it's 49, and our last number, 54. So notice that pattern. We have 4, 9, 4, 9, 4, 9 for 5s, and 12s is easy, but it counts up by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 0, 2, 4. So there's that pattern because it's counting with the, you have a 10 plus a 2. All right. How many hours in 2 days? You got 48. There are 39 boys and girls and 45 girls on the playground. Altogether, how many children? 39 and 45, roughly close to, well, it's 85, 84. Jean earned 680. She spent 400, so she had 280 left. 50% of 30 here is 15, which is 1/2. 10% of 30 is 3. 8 times 45 is 8 times 40, which is 32. 320 plus 40, which is 360, right? So 360. So if I 8 angles that are 45 each, I'll have a total of 360 degrees. You can put it that way. That's where it's useful. 6 times 7 is 42, minus 2 is 40, divided by 5 is 8, times 2 is 16, minus 1 is 15, divided by 5 is 3. All right. Moving on, the concept, a plane. Oh, a flat surface that extends without end. The classroom floor is part of a plane that extends beyond the walls. The wall surfaces in the room are also a part of a plane. And this is something that we use in drafting or in Tinkercad. The build plate on the Tinkercad is a plane, and then when we used the shaper with the 3, is that right how it was? I forget. Shaper 3D or something like that. That one you have 3 planes. You have the X, the Y, and then you have a Z plane, which it's hard to draw on a 3D surface, but you have the up and down. All right, and then we have planes, flat shapes as triangles, squares, and circles. Some of these flat shapes are polygons. A polygon is any shape that has straight lines and angles to it, I believe. There it is. Line segments that close in an area. So you notice each one of these squares are, well, each one of these is a polygon. A triangle is a polygon, this is a polygon, etc., etc. They just have different numbers of squares. 2 sides meet as they make the vertex. So this is a vertex, this is a vertex, this is a vertex, etc. All of these little corners here are vertexes. And each one has a certain angle measurement quantity. This one's 90s because it's a square. And these ones are obviously different. So polygons do not have any curved sides. So here they're showing us an example. This is no longer a polygon because of these curved sides. If that wasn't there and it had some sort of straight line, it would be a polygon. So a real world example of a polygon would be you could use any kind of a road sign. They're usually polygon shaped. All right, trying to scroll here. What do we got? Oh, number of sides. Dodecagon. Notice that the sides are not always going out. Some of them go in. All right. Notice that 4-sided polygon is a quadrilateral. So where did that go? There it is. Quadrilateral. It has 4 sides. All right. So kind of cool. Next slide. We have example 1. This figure is an example of a quadrilateral. Which one of these shapes is not a quadrilateral? It has to have quad, 4 sides. So you notice here this one does not have 4 sides, it has 6. Alrighty. And example number 2, which of these is a polygon? All of them. Which one of these shapes is not a polygon? Oh, remember you can't have any curved lines for a polygon, so that one has to be wrong, and they talk you through it there. Name each of these polygons. This is an L, this is an E, and this is a T. No, that's wrong. Obvious answer, right? Number of sides. So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that would be, A is a hex for 6, and then B has 12 sides, so it's a dodeca, and C has 8 sides, so it's an octa. Interesting. I've not thought about putting it together that way. This is an interesting thing we're also going to be working on here too, congruent. The 3 triangles below are congruent, even though they have been flipped and turned to different positions. So they look different because of where they're sitting, but they're the same triangle, just drawn differently. Okay. So which one of these are congruent below? Which 2 are congruent? I would say that it says A and C. A and C. Yeah, D looks a little bigger and B definitely looks smaller. So congruent are similar, and congruent figures are also similar. Similar figures have the same shape. They may not or may be the same size. So we notice here this one's smaller than this one. Which 2 triangles below are similar? So we've got this one and this one are similar. This one's definitely different than this one. See, this has a 90 and this is an obtuse angle here. So it is not the same. And then it's going to have us draw some stuff practice. We are not going to do that, or I'm not going to do that with you. Here we go. This is lesson 32. So we're doing evens, but we're going to do 2, 3, and 4 because we want to write, I want these equation practice. We have skipped number 1, but number 2, we're going to write equations. So, 2 to 4 and 6 to 30 even. That's what the assignment will be. All right. I'm going to help set up this assignment now. Hank says that the horse trough holds 18 buckets of water. If a bucket holds 3 gallons, how many gallons does the trough hold? So we know that it's going to hold 18. So let's say we have 18 and times some number of buckets is going to equal 3. Or did I do that wrong? I did. I hope you caught that. Okay, so we'll go back and we'll do it one more time. 18 is okay, and we have 3 gallons. We have 18 times some number of buckets. It holds 18 buckets. And so we got this actually. We have 3. This is what I was wanting to do. 3n. So we'd use our division facts to figure that out, right? And it could be this way too, but it equals 18. We didn't change anything there though. All right. 3. Kareem chopped a tree that was 52 feet tall into 4 logs of equal length. How many feet was each log? So we're going to do the same thing as we had in the first one, but we're going to help you out just a little bit. 52 divided by 4 equals length. So this is what you're going to write out to find out the answer for this one up here. This isn't much of an equation when the equal sign leads you right to the answer. This is an equation where you have to move things around more. It's more of an equation, I should say. So the way you could write this is 52 equals 4L, and that would be probably lowercase is better than capital, and then that would be more of an equation. The next one, after 20 minutes, Kara had answered 17 of the 45 questions on the test. How many questions remain for Carlotta to answer? So she had 20 minutes. This doesn't mean anything. It's just extra information. Here's the stuff we need to know right here. So we know there are 45 questions, and if we take away a certain number of questions, we'll be left with 17. And there you would have an equation, and then write it out. Okay, so number 6, oh, look at that. All that numbers to add, and then we have subtraction. Number 10, remember PEMDAS. PEMDAS. And please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So parentheses first. That means answer this first. Then answer that whole question. Okay, number 12. This is a division problem. Don't let it confuse you. If you were to write it out, when you have a fraction, basically all you're saying is $46.56 divided into 8 equal parts. Or that's all you're saying. That's all it is. So I got 46.56. Make sure the decimal's there. Then do this. Then do the problem. 14. Oh my word. What happens when you do this? All right. 16. Comparison. Make sure you actually compare and don't just do something funky. There you go. 16. Next slide. And 18. Which factors of 18 are also factors of 36? It's too bad we skipped this one here. I'm just going to point it out. Which one of these is not a right angle? Remember, a right angle is where you have it's exactly 90 degrees, corner of a book. It's pretty good, just a reminder there. Okay, which factors of 18 are also factors of 36? So what you have to do, since 18 times 2 is 36, you just need to figure out what are the factors of 18. So in 18, 1 and 18 are factors. So 1 and 18 are both factors of 36. So you got 1 and you have 18. Is 2 a factor of 18? Yes, it is. So you have 2. Is 3 a factor of 18? Yes, it is. 3 and 6, or 3 times 6 is 18, correct? So then I go to 4. Does 4 go into 18? Nope, it does not. Does 5 go into 18? Nope, does not. Does 7 go into 18? No, it does not. Does 8? No, it does not. Does 9? Yes, it does. 9 is half of 18. And at that point, I can't go any farther for the 18. I just need to figure out its factors, because 9 plus 9 is 18, or 9 times 2 is 18. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. And this is how I know my answer. Oh, and I just told you. I can only go to 9 because 9 is half of 18. I can't have any more factors in 9, or in 18. All right, number 20. So make sure you explain how you know. I know 18 is half of 36. 36. So, oops, undo that. So all factors of 18 are factors of 36. So you make sure you have that. Which factors are? So it says which factors of 18 are factors. There's my first question. And explain how you know. Make sure both of those are in there or you will lose points. Draw a horizontal line segment and a vertical line segment that intersect. So there you have it. Simple thing. A line segment. Make sure you look at 31 and remind yourself what a line segment is. And we're going to 22. What is the name of the bottom number of a fraction? There are two parts. There's a numerator and it starts with a D. And it looks like you can use Google or go back to the I forget what the INV means, but it's at the end of the second unit. All right. 24. Ooh, all you need to write down are these three numbers right there. And that's good enough for this one. We've got 660, 670, 680. The next one is, I think you guys got it. Draw a polygon shape like a block letter H. And what type of polygon did you draw? So this right here, you're going to go back to the beginning of this unit and you're going to look at what you call each thing that has a certain number of sides. So when I draw H and I block it out like this, like we did at the beginning of the chapter, I'm going to have a certain number of sides and kind of sloppy over here, isn't it? Gotta fix that a little bit. All right, I have a certain number of sides because of this, and you just count them. So we've got 1 side, 2 sides, 3 sides, 4 sides, 6 sides, 7 sides, 8 sides, 9, 10, 11, 12. So go back and look at what that is. All right. 28. Use the digits 0, 2, and 5 to make a 3-digit number that has both 2 and 5 as a factor. So, oh, that's not too hard. It has to end in, there's a rule for 5. What does it have to end in? It has to end in 5 or 0. If it's divisible by 2, it has to end with an even number. So 0 is even and 2 is even. So there actually are probably 2 answers for this one. Have fun with that. All right, 30. Halley's Comet was last seen in 1986. Actually, it's been sooner than that. But we'll just go along with that. The next opportunity to see it will be 76 years later. Oh, nope, I'm wrong. There it is. We haven't seen it yet. 86 plus 76 is quite a ways. So I remember when that went by. I was alive then. 76 plus 86 is what you need to add. So it's going to be 2,000 and something, right? So I'm just going to help you out. 1986, and then I'm going to add the 76, and that will give us our answer. All right, and then this is extra credit. All right, have fun.